Hello everyone, welcome to the Christmas special. You may notice, Barak, what is that thing on the top left? Yes, I do in fact own Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, but this is on an emulator because I'm not sure how I would record from the Super Nintendo. It's possible, I could probably use the Elgato, but getting back on topic here. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or if you don't believe in anything, Happy Day Off Work. So let's get started. Turtles in Time, when I was a kid, I played this every single day. And I usually always play as Michelangelo right there. Or Donatello. I would never play as Leonardo, and sometimes rarely Raphael. If you don't know who's who, Raphael's on the far right, Leonardo's on the far left. Michelangelo's the guy with the nunchucks, and Donatello's the guy with the stick, which I'm going to be this time. They all have their strengths, their weaknesses. Raphael's, I think, very fast, but he has very poor reach. And I don't know damage-wise if there's difference or not. I know Donatello is slow, and he uses a stick, obviously, so his range is in fact higher. Which is the main reason I'm using him, because I have not played this in a very long time. I'd say probably a matter of years. Probably 5 or 10 years since I played this, so I suck, so be warned for that. Now it's a straight up beat 'em up. You do have special maneuvers, you can throw people, you can, well, I don't know if that's a throw or if that's just playing with them like a ragdoll. And no, I don't know why they explode as soon as they die. Maybe they have explosives strapped to them, I don't know, this is a kid's show. I watched this every time it was on, every Saturday morning. Every time I ever saw it on, I used to record this on VHSs actually. So, I know quite a bit more about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles than a 26-year-old man should. But I'm not going to get into that right now. The reason I'm playing Turtles in Time was, again, this was one of those games that I played. I didn't actually want to pick that up right there. This is one of those games that made me into the gamer I am today. This was one of those games that everybody has that game for them. Either you probably Chrono Triggers a lot of people's, System Shock 2, Deus Ex Machina. I don't care which one it was, you know the game you love, and it's great, isn't it? But yes, this game, I think, I never did go into in-depth on Leonardo. I think Leonardo is supposed to be one of those middle-of-the-road characters. He has decent range, and he's decently fast. I think he's more toward Donatello, whereas Michelangelo is more toward Raphael. Because he doesn't have very long range, but he does have more range than those little sais, or whatever those are called. I think my favorite Ninja Turtle when I was a kid was Michelangelo, but as I got older, I started liking Donatello more and more. When I say older, I mean like a year or two older, not not like right now. It's not like I still watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nothing wrong with it, but you know, I don't exactly have the time to be watching Ninja Turtles right now. Well, I don't have time to really do much of anything, but yes, our first boss fight, Baxter. I think I remember Baxter. Of course, I'm going to be doing horrible this whole time. This is not going to be a full run, so before someone says this is 20 minutes, you managed to speed run this game in 20 minutes? No, I didn't manage to speed run this in 20. I don't even know if it's 20 minutes, but that was my goal, 20 minutes. Bosses in this game are, I mean, it's an older game. You can pretty much see where you're going to go with this. When they start getting low on health, they start flashing red. I don't know why they chose. I guess red's supposed to be one of those fatal colors, blood and all that. But regardless, bosses in this game can range from Baxter Easy, which I'm making this look much more difficult than it actually is right now, all the way to, oh my god, how do I even hit this thing without knowing what to do? It's kind of difficult. But the thing is, it's not difficult in an annoying way, it's difficult in a challenging way. This was the kind of game design that I grew up with and I learned from. And I've become spoiled in recent years due to all the hand-holding in video games nowadays. Of course, this is not the worst beat-em-up as far as difficulty goes by a long shot. The worst one for me was, I believe, The Simpsons, which was, I think, my favorite, or my second favorite, but we're getting back off topic here. Everything explodes, because this is an old game, and that's the easiest way for them to disappear. Ah yes, Cowabunga. The trademark...
Alley Cat Blues.
The trademark... exclamation. Alley Cat Blues. Big Apple. 3 a.m. I forgot how much I love those stage names. I know somebody's probably thinking, well, you're not really doing that good. Yes, I know. I haven't played a beat 'em up in probably near as long as since I played this game. This was literally, besides The Simpsons, one of the only beat 'em ups I ever really played too much. I mean, I played Streets of Rage and Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden I never did manage to beat. Ninja Gaiden's in a whole other league than this, though, I'll tell you. Ninja Gaiden's one of those games that I've never managed to actually beat the game. Not a single time. That's the only game in my life that I've put my mind to it and still could not win. Oh, come on now. I hate when you get swamped. I forgot about the little exclamations when you fall or when you... That reminds me of a funny one coming up, actually. I think next level. Because they actually try to keep it authentic to the characters. I don't think the different turtles use different exclamations for when they do that. It would have been a nice little touch, but given the, the specifications of the Super Nintendo of the time, yeah, it's acceptable. It's not make or break. Back in the day, me and my friends would play this for hours. And those were some of the best times of, being a gamer growing up. You looked forward to your buddy coming over, playing a game of, well, whatever you want to do. So everybody had their own multiplayer game. I hate those things. Everybody had their own multiplayer game growing up. And whether that been Mario Kart, whether that was this, whether that was whatever you played, I don't really know what you played. If you want to tell me in the comments, feel free to, and I'll put on my nostalgia glasses with you. And make no mistake, folks, this is colored by nostalgia glasses. It's a great game. One of the best beat-em-ups I think of all time, but compared to nowadays, it's just, you can tell it's shown its age. Sometimes the gameplay can devolve into just, whip everybody around over and over. But the boss fights make up for it quite a bit because you have to use strategy in these, or you're gonna get killed. And I don't remember if you get infinite continues or if you have to put a option in, or change an option in the option menu. I used to be able to kill every single boss when I was like 5 years old without getting hit. Like, I've gotten worse at games like this in my age. Normally, when you play a game this long in your youth, you remember it for your life. I don't. I mean, I used to play this on hard mode. I don't even know what the differences are on hard mode now, considering I'm playing this the one time here. I'm actually amazed I'm doing as well as I am for playing and talking at the same time after not playing this that long. Or for this long. But yes, you can see how this boss is quite a bit more, quite a step up from Baxter. Baxter had his little grab maneuver. This one can, you have to jump, you have to get out of the way of his kicks. And I don't remember if you can get hurt from being too close to this explosion. I just tried to get out of the way of it. These next two stages are my favorite stages in the entire game. Sewer surfing. Anybody ever watched the old school cartoons, you know the boss coming up in this one. This is a very fun little mini-game that they have. Well, I don't know if it's really a mini-game or not. Obviously, you don't get prolonged fights because you're all on electric, or, like, rocket surfboard things that are perfectly stable. I want that technology. If I had one of those things, I would take a trip down to the beach right now. But yes, I believe, if anybody's wondering, these enemies we're defeating are, I believe, are called foot soldiers. It's an original name, I know, foot soldiers, but Shredder never was an original character, really. I mean, he does have that whole unique look going for him in American culture. No one ever saw that before. But as far as, I mean, he does have a mask. He does that. If you ever hear me in my Let's Plays say, my toe, yes, I am totally referencing this game. And welcome to everybody I ever played this with going, what? I didn't know you could kill those things. When I was a kid, I was so gung-ho trying to kill everything. I always made a point to try and kill these things. You can actually get hurt and kill them at the same time, and it's really not worth the effort to kill them. I mean, you can see them come underneath you and just get out of the way, but I just prefer to kill them, just for bragging rights. I think, yeah, the pizza monsters, I killed 6 of them. That's the reason I kept trying to kill them all the time. You get extra points. The Rat King. First the sewers, then the world. This man has his priorities in order. After all, once you take control of the sewers, I don't understand his evil plan, to be honest. He's really not that difficult of a boss. When I was a kid, I found out if you just stay at the very top of the level, you can't actually get hit by the mines. It's a little bit exploity, but I mean, all's fair in love and war, right? This is war. He's trying to, you know, make us get foot surgery with all these mines. Not to mention the missiles he's launching at us. Granted, I'm doing this in a very bad way. I'm not fighting the optimal way. I'm getting hit way too often, but man, this is an arcade game. They're not meant to be played min-max. They're meant to be played however you want to play it, and I don't want to play badly, but I'm doing it. Alright, well, beyond that, the next level is actually my favorite level, actual level, in the entire game, that they actually cut out in one of the remakes, and I was so mad about. Yes, right, folks, we're going to the Technodrome. My god, I still remember that thing with picture-perfect clarity.
Technodrome, let's kick shout.
The Technodrome. Like, if I have a dream anymore, there's a chance, literally, the Technodrome will be in the dream. Because I watched so much of this stuff growing up, I remember exactly every little thing about the cartoon and movies, for that matter. Personally, I always preferred the second movie, but let's not get into that. Because everybody has their own Ninja Turtle favorite movie, whether you like the time traveling, I think that was the third movie, or whether you like the first movie. The second movie was the one with Tonka and Razor and... oh crap, what was their names? I don't know, we'll see them here in a minute. Because they're actually in this level. Of course, if you already know who they are, you're like, yeah dude, I know, I played the game, you don't have to tell me. I'm just trying to... you know, the folks that are uninitiated with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. My bad gameplay can't be all that entertaining. You have to rely on my knowledge of completely weird things to stay entertained, I figure. Now these things with the red on, they actually, yeah, they block your attacks. There's only 2 ways to get through that. You can either use your special attack, which drains your health, or you tackle them, or you use a power-up like that. Those are the, or throw, well, I was gonna say or throw them, but to throw them you have to hit them first initially anyway. No, they're not, all the ones that wear red don't do that. Only the ones with the little tonfas, is that what they're called? I don't remember what they're called. When I was a kid I thought they were holding clocks, as stupid as that is. Taka and... I said Tonka, not Taka. I think Tonka is like a children's, like, toy thing. Anyway, this is one of the most annoying boss fights. Not the most annoying, unless you get trapped like this. I mean, there's another boss fight like this in the game, it's just a lot later in the game. But there were 2 more iconic villains of the series, shall we say. Rocksteady and Bebop. Yeah, that was pretty bad, I'll just admit right now. It's hard dividing your attention playing a game as old school as this. Of course, with Donatello, you don't have to get right next to him. That's why you try and stay away from them. It's a lot safer that way, so you don't get frozen or burned to a crisp or what have you, but... you know, Donatello being the slowest one is not exactly productive to that venture. And I actually lost a life. But thankfully, I believe you do get lives. I forgot you can actually hit them by them hurting each other. I believe you do get extra lives from getting, like, 500 points? I think. Maybe it's a nice round number. I might just be OCD and hoping it's 500. But once one's down, it's pretty much over. Just make sure you don't get too greedy and end up getting frozen. I mean, the next boss is actually my favorite boss in the entire game because it's such a unique boss compared to the rest of them. The rest of them are like this. Combat. Well, what else are you gonna do with the combat? You know, what else? What other kind of boss fight are you gonna have besides combat? Well, the next boss you cannot harm directly. Not at all. Well, we'll get to that in a minute, but yeah. Insert short elevator sequence that was totally original 10, 15 years... no, 20 years ago. I was gonna say 10 to 15 years ago. No, wait, this game's 20 years old. Or no, this game's 23 years old? Let's see, it's 2014. This came out in 92, so this is 20 years would make it 94, so 22 years old. This game came out when I was 4 years old. Holy crap. I feel old. Oh yes, the easy wave, these things. It was 400, right. I was wondering if it was 500 or 1,000, but apparently it's 400. I think you can actually change that option in the options menu. I'm not sure though. Of course, those things are annoying just because they have the range of the nunchucks that they actually know how to use, unlike Michelangelo, who just treats them like a brass knuckles. Okay, it's not that bad, but he swings them pretty... Oh god, this wave. I hate this wave so much, because you have no room to get up a charge. The only way you can block these things is if you literally run and tackle them, or if you use your special attack, or just hit them at the right time. And I'm getting a little tired of this. I'm this close to just using my special. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I got lucky at the final bit there. I thought I was gonna have to... Oh crap, I'm going into this boss fight in 3 health.
Tonight I dine on turtle soup.
Ah yes, this fight. You're like, well, I can't see. That's a good start. Yeah, get used to it. On hard mode, I think this boss had 5... Oops, wrong button. I think this boss had 5 bars of health. The only way you can hit it is by throwing his own henchmen at him. On harder difficulties, I remember, these actually are blocking, so it's even harder to actually throw them. So, you know, the main key of this boss fight is always stay moving. If you're not moving, he can and will just automatically hurt you with his lock-on machine gun. Because, you know, that's totally fair and all. I'm going to die here. Well, maybe not, he's down to 1 bar of health. I'll be lucky if I don't die here. I love the voice acting.
My patience is wearing thin. I'm banishing you to a time warp, from which you will never return.
In the immortal words of Dark Souls and Demon Souls, this is where the true Turtles in Time begins. And this is where I'm going to leave you all. This is not a full playthrough, but I wanted to share this game I loved in my childhood with you if you've never heard of it. I recommend you play it, one way or another, man. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy Day Off. So hopefully you guys will have fun, and I shall see you next time. If you'd like to support the channel, you may wish to like or even subscribe. Farewell, everyone.